My name is Tim Almaev from Escort Monitoring Systems, Natalya Stepanova, my colleague. So, here, please.
So let us start. Good day, everyone. It's always a pleasure to meet everyone here, and thank you, Gurtam team, for inviting us and for such a great event. Escort Monitoring System is a factory with a full-scale production line of IoT and complex telematics devices, with R&D in-house and 24/7 technical support. We have done everything from idea to concept to research and development and mass production since 2005, with an office in India, and vast distribution ship. We produce and provide our equipment to 120 countries.
I also would like to mention we have here first time with us present Alina Khalikova. She is regional manager for Latin America, United States and Canada, and I'm pretty sure you found some of your clients here already. So you know us as the fuel guys. We talk about fuel, which is pretty simple. You save fuel, you save money, you control fuel. But besides the fuel level sensors, we also make a vast array of other sensors. We have gas analyzers, we have weather stations, not very popular for the exports, but it's gaining track in Russia very much. We have temperature, humidity, we have wireless sensors mostly. This is our thing, wireless sensors. But today we will not talk about fuel, today we will talk about something else, which is weight control.
Precious weight monitoring. Why is it important? When we talk about optimizing our fleets, we have to keep in mind not only the fact that we can save our money, but also about the safety. Needless to say that overloaded vehicle is harder to control, more unstable, and almost impossible to stop in emergency. Overloading fines. As a driver or owner of the fleet park, you are paying penalties and fines while your truck or vehicle is overweighted. Preventive maintenance. Overloading your truck increases fuel consumption as well as increase wear and tear of your tires. Side jobs. When you don't control your own fleet, the driver can take additional trips and goods.
Cargo theft, needless to say, the goods are being stolen. Especially in some dangerous areas, how to say, in Russia, typically, very, very often occasion. And also accuracy of settlement between the shipper and the consignee, because shippers like to overweight the trucks, stating less weight than they actually put on the vehicle. Some description of the fines.
Yeah, and is it that important to control it? In United Arab Emirates, the fines and penalties speak for themselves. For instance, they differ from 500 dirhams and can reach up to 2,000 dirhams. That is equal around 500 USD. In Saudi Arabia, the fines can reach up to 250 USD for overloading the vehicle.
So a few words about the end user. So we would like to present you a case that comes from Russia.
The company is a transportation company, was founded in 2000 and specializing in full truckload shipments. That company has around 60 branch offices and ranks in top 5 cargo carriers in the Russia. The company, the end user, faced some challenges, such as overloading vehicle machines from the shipper with increasing fuel bills and unknown ton-kilometer value. I guess someone knows, but someone doesn't. But what is that? The ton-kilometer value is a unit of measure that's used in transportation of the goods and combines two parameters: the number of tons of the goods and distance in kilometers.
So yeah, this variable could be used in accounting. It's actually being used in the settlements between the driver and the company. And without knowing this kind of parameter, it's very hard for the logistical company, which has to compete in a very competitive market. So they don't charge too much for the shipping, because otherwise they get overbidden by other guys. And without knowing this parameter, it's very hard to analyze and understand the efficiency of the transportation. So the integrator came, this is the integrator from Kazan, Sakura Escort. They came to the end user, Delco, with a solution. So this is a new development by Escort. We call it eCargosens. Basically, it consists of the wireless axle load sensors and cab display block. The communication between those two is happening by the Bluetooth 5.0 long range. The wireless sensors are powered by the battery, so it's a big hefty battery, non-replaceable this time. So usually we make our equipment with replaceable batteries, but this time it's almost impossible to do, because this kind of a sensor has to be under the frame of the vehicle on a very tough conditions. And cab display block connects to the GPS tracking device by the RS485. So we'll get to the particulars a bit later. And also convenient mobile app for the calibration, for setup. For now, it's only available for iPhone and for iOS, but it's only in Russian, so it's being translated into English. That's why we don't have many of the screenshots here. So typical setup would be to install the wireless axle load sensor onto each pneumatic circuit of the vehicle. So as many axles you want to monitor, they are not necessarily supposed to have a separate pneumatic circuit, so that varies from vehicle to vehicle per each axle. Then the cab display block obviously goes into the cab, and it connects to the GPS tracker, and with the mobile app by Bluetooth we do the setup and configuration of the device. So how does it work? Basically the system is versatile. All you have to do, depending on what kind of a road train you want to monitor, that could be your semi-trailer, that could be your single body truck, that could be multiple, like multimodal, any kind of, it varies from south to north and from east to west, so many different road trains. But this system is versatile. What you have to do, you have to install one sensor per each pneumatic circuit. So as I said again, the particulars could be discussed separately, and one display cab block. So for example, for the semi-trailer you might need 3 or 4 sensors, one cab block. For the single body truck it's 1 or 2, depending on if the vehicle has some active steering or not, and 1 or 4 sensors for some long haulers. So it's important to mention the system is designed for the pneumatic suspension. So it will measure the pressure into the pneumatic circuit. It's better to install it right next to the balloon cushion, or whatever you call it.
And now how to install the system. Here how it looks like out of the box with everything you need installed. Wireless axle load sensors, cabin block, fittings, and the installation kit.
Yeah, we try to fit in as much variables as possible. I'm talking about fittings, but it's important to understand what is the diameter of the stock pneumatic circuit of the vehicle. So it could vary, again, from the manufacturer to manufacturer. We try to fit in anything from 8 millimeters to 11 millimeters, and different types of the fittings allow you to, to build the system by your hands, basically.
Installation requires the cutting into the vehicle pneumatic system.
Yeah, actually cutting into it. We like this invasive type of sensors, like drill the tank, cut into the vehicle system. So all integrators understand that. In order for you to be able to install the equipment properly, it requires education. So I don't know how we will be educating some people, because many people want to control it, want to control the weight, but it's quite a sensitive place to cut into the vehicle. But we've done all the testing, we've done all the all the certification is there. So far so good. So far we see that the system works just fine.
Using the splitter, sensor collects pressure data and wirelessly transfer it to the cabin block and then to the GPS tracking unit. one of the main advantages. Unlike the other solutions that can give you approximate data on the cargo weight, our sensors can give you and provide you data up to a few kilo of the goods, and most notable, it can give you the data in tons each axle pushed on the ground. When the sensors are installed, they need to be calibrated. Each axle has to be loaded. Yeah, each axle has to be loaded, and the data will be saved into the, with the mobile application, will be saved into the calibration table. The functionality of eCargosens mobile app will allow you to have control over the pressure in the vehicle system, calibrating the generate the calibration table, which determines the correlation in the air suspension circuits and load, axle load in the vehicle. There are enough 2 points in order to create the calibration table empty and with some significant weight.
Yeah, we've done some testing. Basically, anything from 500 kilos and up will work fine. So you just create 2-point calibration table, you store it into the sensor, and then you receive data in kilograms. So a bit into the how it looks on Violon. Right now, we can see the load from the rear axle of the vehicle. So the rear axle of the semi-trailer takes the most load. So as you can see, during the movement, so yeah, where's the laser? Yeah, I think during the movement it fluctuates, which is completely normal because you have road bumps. The vehicle is vehicle is moving. Some vehicles have active steering, and this valve system actually, plays with the pressure up and down. What you have to note is the load during the standing position. So you have loading procedure, you have unloading procedure, and it's actually accurate within, as Natalya mentioned, a few kilograms. We have one guy, his name is Alexei, and he weighs 110 kilograms. So he jumped on the trailer, and the trailer showed like 120 kilograms addition. Maybe that's how much he weighs. Then to the weight from the rear axle. So the semi has 3 axles, and this is 6.5 tons from the first axle of the trailer. This is the next axle of the trailer, the middle one, and this is the back one. So overview will look like this. Basically, you can see that the rear axle of the tractor takes the most load. Yeah, you can see that some of the axles, like rear axle, I think this is, yeah, that's the rear axle, takes the least load, and so on.
With the use of simple looking system, the cargo carrier has reached some great benefits. Eliminate the loss of the cargo while unloading and loading and during the transportation. Exclude the unplanned trips and transportation of uncounted goods, and avoid fines for the overloading of the vehicle.
There was actually one case I wanted to mention. It's not shown here, but because of that system, we were able to also determine a few things. One, theft of the, I'm not sure what you call it, but it's a fine dust of the wood. So they use it for the insulation and so on. Basically, the driver was selling this fine dust to somebody and then replenishing the rest, just putting some water over what was remaining in the vehicle. And on the same vehicle, we were able to determine the hole in the pneumatic system, not because of the sensor, but before that it was there. But it showed the gradual decrease of the pressure during the nighttime. So until the compressor was turned on, in the morning again, the pressure was going down. So also a diagnostic tool, so to say. So with that, thank you very much, guys,
Thank
for
you.
listening.
Do you have any questions for the Escort team?
Hello, Tim. Nice
Yes,
to
hi.
see you again. Any plans for non-pneumatic sensors in the future?
Yes, there are different types of vehicles, like front loaders. We've been receiving some requests, to have some, some development for that. They use hydraulic type of suspension. So I'm not sure exactly how to, how research and development will respond to that. And also there is a leaf spring suspension, as I know. As far as I know, there is no I've been to R&D. I don't see anything with levers and so on that looks like, at least closely to that kind of a sensor. So I cannot say that we are in any, position to say that we will be doing that soon. Probably not. For now, as you know, this is a new venture for us, getting into the weight monitoring. So for now, we want to polish this system for the pneumatic suspension, considering
Makes sense, yeah.
Considering for now we have to understand how it, the whole setup works, how people save money on this. So this is the first thing.
Thank you. Thank you, Natalya.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Samir.
Thank you.